You're listening to Strange by Nature, your guide to the strange, weird, unbelievable, and improbable wonders of the natural world.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here today. I am Kirk Mona, and I am joined today by Rachel Ginza and Victoria Thompson. We are all professional naturalists who together have scoured the world for weird and wonderful wonders just to please your mammalian brain's desire for novelty. Isn't that nice? Let's do this.
Hey everybody. Oh, it is so good to be here this week. This is a pretty special episode. Those of you who have been around for a while with us from the beginning, thank you, by the way, but you know that at the end of each year that we've been doing this, we kind of kick off the new season, the new year, by doing something a little special. And we have a friend of the show and professional naturalist extraordinaire, man about town, Mr. Brett W. Sieberer with us. Say hello, Brett.
Hi. How's it going? Thank you for having me back. I was definitely looking forward to this after last year. And every time I hear professional naturalist, I giggle just a little. Yes, it is my job. It is my profession. But yes.
You're a professional hooligan, more like it.
Wow. There it was. Okay.
Wow. Harsh.
Wow.
Harsh.
Wow. That's a brave thing to say, knowing what is about to happen on the show. So if you are new, and I want to acknowledge something, we've had a tremendous growth in the podcast over the course of this year, even in the last few months here, lots of new listeners. So what we're doing here is, we talk about a lot of really wild stuff on the show. No one's probably a bigger fan than Mr. Brett Sieberer himself.
Love it.
And he loves quizzes and weirdness. And so what he's doing tonight is he's going to be asking us interesting questions, maybe getting to know us a little bit better as your hosts. I presume we'll be bringing back our favorite game from last year. A little round of Eat, Ride, Jacket. Is that coming up?
I'm not about to divulge any information.
All secret.
If this was a visual platform, you might see me winking, but you're just going to have to imagine what that would look like.
All right, so this should be fun. We, Victoria and Rachel, I have no idea what is about to happen. We're about to turn the reins over in full recklessness over to Brett.
Yes,
Brett, this is now your show. Let the show begin.
All right. So, speaking of the show beginning, every week your introduction for your show hits, and it introduces the three of you as professional naturalists. And I, being a professional naturalist, know well enough that title, or just working at a nature center, the general public will come to you and assume that you know everything about everything. And
that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And so I always get nervous about when I get called a professional naturalist, because I'm like, well, let's hold on a moment. Yes, but please, don't assume that I know everything. So I've got a few...
I assumed it was because you were saying you don't act very professional.
Well, that's subjective, and I think up for interpretation, which also is part of our job. We're interpreters.
Sure, okay.
I'd like to think,
Uh-huh.
for the most part, I carry myself with a certain level of professionalism. But you know what? It's not about me tonight. It's about all of you, and whether or not the label professional naturalist, I guess, wholly applies. Now, often people will come in and they'll say, hey, I saw this, or I heard this, I found this. They love to just throw those things at. My favorite is sounds in some ways, because if you can get someone to replicate what they heard, always entertaining.
Gold.
It's the best.
And if someone will especially if it's another naturalist or a friend will make a sound, I'll ask for them to repeat it just to see if they will.
I see where this is going.
Yeah. Well, I try to make Rachel do that on the podcast.
Oh,
that's true. To
for a
various
moment,
extent.
I almost sent out, via text, Latin names of things that I wanted you to try to pronounce here on the show. It is one of my favorite moments when someone leans into a new word like that, and there's just all sorts of trepidation. And you're like, But I didn't. No, I have.
Thank you.
For my first question for you, 5 animal sounds that I would like for you to identify.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if we had to identify them or if we had to make them.
Oh,
so this
boy.
Is okay.
I mean,
Identify.
He's going to write that down for next year.
Yep. I'm going to be real honest. The first one, I think we're coming out. I want you to feel confident. I want to build that. So this is almost a warm-up one, but I'm going to play it, and you tell me which animal this is. Here we go. Here we go. It's coming.
Oh, gosh.
It's a red-tailed hawk, isn't it?
No. I hate this so much.
Is it
this is a barn
Is it a
owl.
rabbit? What is
a
this?
barn owl?
Sounds like a barn owl.
Barn owl.
Scream of a barn owl?
Or is it a screech
that's what it sounded
owl?
to me.
Well, Kirk knows his bird sound, so
Yeah.
just going to go
I'll
with whatever you
trust
say,
on the
Kirk.
bird.
Oh, great. Now, if I'm wrong, it's
Sounds like a raptor of some kind.
You know how quickly that happened? They all just abandoned and were like, well, Kirk should know. But that's how this works at the Nature Center. Oh, someone comes in and be like, hey, Kirk is the bird guy. Let me go find him. And that's, where I go.
It's my
to.
favorite thing to do. It's like, hold on, let me go ask someone who knows things. Like I do that up here with I do it up here with birds, actually. Like, hold on, let me go ask this person who is a bird bander.
All right, so Kirk, 100% correct. You nailed it. Now, I did say we were going to start off a bit easy, and that's one of my all-time favorite bird songs or sounds because it doesn't sound anything like a bird.
It's awful.
I think
It's
if I
awful.
heard
This is
that,
also-
Screechy.
if I heard
it
that,
is the bird that.
Go ahead.
Say it is people love barn owls and they think they're so cute. I do not share that opinion. I feel like part of it is because I know what they sound like. They're just terrifying nightmare machines is what they are.
Imagine one of those swooping at you in a dark barn and you'll get over it. You right?
Awful.
No, thank you.
Horror
I would
movie.
be nervous in the dark hearing that scream. It would cause the heart to flutter a little. I would pause. Are we ready
See, that's
for...
why I thought it was a screech owl, because I know screech owls make similar noises.
Are we ready for animal number 2?
Ready.
I suppose.
I mean, no, but you're going to do it
Right.
anyways.
We're taking a sharp turn into Chaosville at this point, my friends. Here we go.
I have a guess.
It sounds like a very angry cat.
Somewhere between a cat and a crow.
A cat and a crow.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's a little in the back of my brain something saying that this is perhaps the call of a Tasmanian devil.
Ooh, the Tasmanian devil, you say? I mean, that would be
Interesting.
strange. That would be strange.
That would be strange.
I did an episode about Tasmanian devils, but I didn't really listen to any recordings of their sounds, so I can neither confirm nor deny.
It's been a while since I've heard it.
That is one I did look up for this. However, that is not the animal that was making that noise.
Oh, no. All right.
That noise was instead a screaming, hairy armadillo.
Amazing.
Why didn't I guess that?
Because, well, I mean, as a
Right.
professional naturalist, I thought these
crazy.
would be things you'd be familiar with.
Right. Animals that don't live in the states where we
Okay.
But yes.
Well,
I did. In fairness, though, I talked about armadillos in one of our episodes, an amazing episode. Wow, that's a horrible noise too.
like the gunshot episode. Yes, that one?
Yes.
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 Yes. All right. Number 3 out of 5. Now, Kirk, you were nervous or worried or maybe felt slighted, I should say, because it weren't animals that were in the state. I will tell you, and against my better judgment, the next 2 do live in the state. So I guess now that we're feeling...
Okay, so now there's more pressure.
Narrowing it down
Good.
from all the animals in the world.
You felt maybe a little put off that I went outside of the state. The last one, though, I will tell you, we are venturing off the, out of Minnesota. Here we go. Number 3.
Beautiful.
Wow. Oh my God.
Children attending medieval siege camp at Elaborate Nature Center.
Yeah,
I had so much
that's
fun
just
looking these
every group of first graders ever had.
Is that like is that a groundhog?
A groundhog?
Or some sort of like ground squirrel or something like that?
Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting. See, I was just going, it sounds, I don't know if this is what it is, but it sounds a lot like some of the screaming goats.
Also fun.
Ooh.
When you get goats screaming.
Another one I looked up, but I felt that was too common. That was too known.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Minnesota
something
It
animal.
could be a
else.
rabbit. It could be a screaming rabbit. I know that, I don't know why, but my brain
rabbit.
went immediately towards like some sort of rodent making that noise.
Interesting. I can see that.
Rachel, you of all people, I felt should have been able to identify that one.
Is it a moose?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, it wouldn't be a moose.
No.
All people.
This is not not something you hear every day.
No.
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 I've never heard this in the wild.
That was
Again,
a
except for from like first graders.
That was two animals. That was a pair
What was it? Okay.
of lynx screaming at each other.
Oh.
That was Canada lynx.
Yeah,
which,
That's
not real
fair.
common.
when I looked...
I have seen a lynx. I have not heard a lynx.
It'll make a lot of noise. Yeah.
And that's it. I didn't know this either. When I found this video, and there was a couple. I was stunned. I was simply stunned.
Oh yeah. It sounds like a child who's just having the worst time.
It was rough. It was rough. All right, number 4. Here we go.
That's an elk.
Yep, that's an elk.
That's
a
an
bugle,
elk, my friend.
because it is too high pitched for a moose, and deer don't really make that kind of noise. So that is an elk.
We have rebounded nicely.
Ding, ding, ding.
That
Yes.
was a bugling
Excellent.
elk indeed. Well done. Well done. Number 5.
I have actually heard that. That was fun.
Yeah, and that's just, it's interesting. When we, movies, and I think of, in particular Jurassic Park, and we come up with these sounds as to maybe what the dinosaurs
sure.
sounded like, and you hear stuff like this, and obviously elk not being birds, but on the show I learned that, but I learned that bees are fish on this show, so an elk might be a bird.
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Right.
I
Very
don't
possible.
know. But, did this start? No, it didn't start. All right, 5th
good.
and final sound. Oh, it did actually kind of start a little bit without me. Nope. All right. Last one, outside of Minnesota. Here we go.
Oh, that's a crocodile.
Warthog?
No, I think it's either a crocodile or an alligator.
Sounds quite
Got a
plausible.
little bit of that sort of graveliness.
Someone spooning a tuba, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been a nice callback on my part, but that was not an alligator.
Ooh.
It had a very pig-like sort of sound.
Yeah, it did have
warthog
pig-like.
kind of
That's why I said warthog.
It was an elephant seal.
Oh,
Elephant
sure. Okay.
seal.
Okay.
So
Also
Makes
pig-like in its own way.
Yeah, that's fair.
you all got
We do,
2 out of
yeah.
5. 2 out of 5.
All right.
Yeah, we're professionals.
Tough quiz, man. Tough quiz.
We
I am no longer a professional
There it is.
naturalist,
I was
so I'm
waiting
giving
for
myself
that
a
card
pass
to be
there.
That's your
Played.
excuse. Yeah.
That's my easy out card. I'm sorry. I'm not up to date with my naturalist information and knowledge. Wonderful. All right. Well, we will get back to your naturalist knowledge here in a couple of questions. Last year, I threw at least one would you rather at you. I do like
my
the would
gosh.
you rathers, and in particular with reference to some of the things you've covered on this show.
Right.
Food.
It was a big year of topics. So
It was. And you often talk about food in terms of what some animals eat. You often also talk very regularly about one particular food that you don't like to eat. All of you. All of you.
Pineapple.
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 So
Man.
My question to you is this.
Would we rather?
Would you rather, for dinner every night, have a small bowl of pineapple to go with your meal, or 1 3-ounce shot glass full of Pigeon's crop milk?
Oh. Wait. This is
Wait.
pineapple
So-
for a year?
That, dude,
how long?
every night for dinner, for the rest of time,
Forever?
you are going to have
For the rest of time.
Rest of time. You are going to have pineapple, or are you going to have a shot of Pigeon's crop milk?
Is this also for the rest of time, or is it just once?
Just
No,
one
every
time.
dinner. Every dinner.
Oh, wait.
I'm going
we're having
crop milk.
We're having crop milk for every dinner?
Well, along with whatever else you're eating, but there sitting next to your plate will be a neat little glass of Pigeon crop milk.
Oh, God. I
I'm
thought you were
having
say,
crop milk.
Do the shot of crop
Pineapple.
milk one time
No,
or have pineapple for dinner. And that alone was a hard enough choice. Now you're going to...
Yeah.
every night. This is your destiny.
Pineapple is
I
a
don't
food,
like
Brett.
pineapple, but I feel like I would get used to it.
I'd probably get used to it.
After
I don't
a
think I get
while.
used to crop milk. And there's all
No.
kinds of disease you could be getting from that. Come on.
Well, okay. Now that you're
Oh, now
bringing
it's
that
just
up,
thinking
okay,
about it.
that's
Someone's-
fair.
Here it comes.
But I'm still going with the crop milk. I'm sticking with my guns. I don't like pineapple.
Wow.
Oh, my
The
God.
foot came down. I didn't. I was.
I was not expecting that.
I'm shocked, Rachel.
I guess
a
you
shot
hate
of
pineapple more than
crop
I
I
do.
just feel that I need
Let's
to
to
now.
refresh our memory. What for those of you who missed this episode a few back? This is the liquid that pigeons vomit into the mouths of their babies. That is comprised of sort of a mucusy, sloughed off skin cells from their esophagus.
Well, it was
Is it-
described as cheesy and curd-like, so
Cheesy.
it's not actually very liquid.
Cheesy.
So you're actually
Right.
having a shot glass full of little
Like
curds.
I like cheese. And if I don't think about it,
Well, I think a lot of
Wow.
people like
Fine.
cheese.
and flavor. I don't know. We're
I
talking
mean, a
about
lot
texture.
of people like pineapple too. I think I could maybe get to like that. You think you'd get to be like, oh, I just can't have dinner without some crop milk. You know, I need my little curds.
Ugh.
Little glass of curds.
no, I don't think I'd get to that point. But I would rather
But you
than a
hate
little
pineapple
bowl of
that
pineapple.
much.
That
I
much.
really don't
Wow.
like pineapple. It eats you back.
The mission now.
Amazing.
The mission now is to procure some pigeon crop
You
milk
know it is.
and lay this challenge down in front of Rachel for reals. All right.
Right.
This is a multi-part would you rather, because I felt like, why stop with just one? Why stop with just one? Now, along with
Okay.
food and eating stuff, this year also covered in various shapes and forms poop. From
Valid.
going
you do.
into certain stores and having to poop, from washing poop in a washing machine to
Oh yeah, that
to
was a good
which
For science,
animals
yep.
had the tastiest poop. Scat was an ever-present, topic. Which again, I am pro poop, and so I was excited that that it showed up as often as it did. My question to you is this: would you rather have to poop in every store that you've walked into, or share your family's washing machine with scientists who are washing poop on a weekly basis?
Weekly basis.
That's
Well-
hold on. Well, my take on this is that there's not necessarily a bathroom in every store. So, like, if we're pooping in every store we go into, it's gonna get real awkward real fast.
You're gonna have to start wearing like diapers, like making sure that all your bases are covered.
That or
Maybe
share your
it
washing
depends.
machine with
Hey,
the poop
man.
scientist.
Man, listen, I have 4-year-old twins. There's
Yep.
already been a lot of poop that's gone through my washing machine.
That's kind of where I was going with this. Yeah, we had washable diapers at our household, and so that all went through the washing machine. So kind of been there, done that, I guess.
Yeah. And you can
And I
run a
really don't want to poop in every store I go into. That's real
bleach
inconvenient.
cycle.
The bleach cycle,
sanitize
sure.
that thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some bleach in there. Yeah.
As a follow-up,
I think I gotta go with the general of, yeah, I got to go with the washing machine. You can clean the washing machine, but
right.
All right, so
that gets awkward.
I mean, I guess as a follow-up to
presumably they're doing some cool science that I'm a part of. They're using my wash machine. Maybe, I get a shout out in the paper or something.
You could, I suppose it is possible. Thank you to the Mona family for donating their washing machine. Kirk, as a follow-up to your point about some stores and not having bathrooms. Now, Victoria, the premise of this topic in the first place was bookstores. Am I correct in this? Yes, it was bookstores.
Correct.
If bookstores were kind of the one that was really pushing things forward, if you will,
Don't use that phrase, God.
What store would be the one that just has you saying, nope? Does that store exist? What would that be?
The store that constipates me?
Yes, a store that, yes. What store
she won't poop in?
Has the constipating effect on people?
This was your story, Victoria, so... Again, I should point out, for those people who are new to the podcast and super confused right now, you should probably review the back catalog to understand what we're talking about at all, because this is not usually what the show is like.
This should give you reasons to go back and listen.
Right.
Maybe just for irony's sake, a bathroom fixtures store.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That's fair.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, my brain went to another store that I don't think we can talk about on this store.
On this
or
store?
on this
We're not
show.
a store, Rachel.
No,
on the show.
I don't think we should talk about it on the show.
Just go ahead and say it, and I'll bleep it out then.
Well, I think that a constipation type store would be like a or like whatever.
Interesting.
Right.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to poop there.
The listeners are like, what did Rachel just say that we had to bleep out?
I have been in gas stations before that I didn't want to use the bathroom. I mean, I've seen that scene. So.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
All right.
Yeah,
yeah, good point.
I don't really have a great answer for that one. First thing came to mind is the bait shop, but I don't know why that would be.
The bait
Maybe
shop?
No, I can see it.
I picture the bathroom's not that clean.
Pretty much any dive bar.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have reached the middle of the questionnaire, number 3 out of 5 here. And I figured, again, we've covered now some back topics. I do also want to know more about you as people. And I thought, you know what? I want to know what one natural place, natural environment, whatever, some sort of geological feature, whatever it might be, have you not seen on this planet that's kind of top of your list that you want to go and see in person?
Ooh.
Sort of a geologic wonder, like a really
or
cool
just
spot.
any natural place on the planet. What's one thing you haven't gone and seen that you really feel you have to go and see?
I have never been to a full-on desert with sand dunes. I've been in deserts. I've seen dunes on the beach, like little ones, but big desert sand dunes, I've never seen that. I would love to.
Okay. I like that.
I think I would cry if I saw an actual, the redwood sequoia forest.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Just
amazing.
measure
It's like a
how
cathedral.
many. Yeah, I would cry. And then I'm also thinking about the amount of moss and other plants that live on those trees and everything. I think I would cry.
We could probably arrange that. Like a cry sesh.
Making me cry? Yeah.
Well, I mean, that sounds terrible when you put it that way, but we could. I mean, we can get you to the redwoods.
Oh, it sounds like Kirk's paying for your next trip.
I love that.
Oh, I didn't say that.
He said we. I don't know if that means Victoria and I are also in on this bill, but
I don't think so. I think for me, I'm just trying to think. It's a really great question. There's a lot of directions I could go with it, but something I've never gotten to bear witness to in nature, that is sort of that raw power of nature, is being at the site of a very actively erupting volcano.
Yeah.
Because it's dangerous.
I've been places where there are.
That's
it's
a little
super
dangerous.
But like where there's like where there's like a river of lava just flying by, or like a geyser of lava. Like I've been to places where you've seen a caldera and there's some little bubbling and maybe some little stuff, but to be at the site of an active volcano and just the power and the I want to say otherworldly, but that's not really. I mean, obviously it's of this world, but we don't always have reminders that we are on a geologically active planet. But just to see like essentially new land being formed and this whole thing happening all at once is I would imagine, to be a pretty powerful experience that sadly I have not yet been able to partake of.
Yeah, that was a close second for me because I haven't seen any volcanoes either.
I don't want to be in the vicinity of a pyroclastic flow, just to be clear.
No.
But seeing some.
You want some nice.
I want a river
gentle
of lava.
basalt lava.
Yeah.
Would you be brave enough to take a helicopter ride over like an actively erupting volcano?
Active volcanoes are notoriously bad for helicopter operation.
That's why I asked, would you?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, the answer is no. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll
weirdly feel like
take it to
you'd
somebody
probably
else.
Be safer than being on foot if something were to go wrong. But I've heard too many stories of helicopters just dropping out of the sky over volcanoes. So.
Sure, the hot air and stuff has got to mess with it.
Well, just the ash and there's a lot of problems. Yeah.
Gases and stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? I like those answers. Those are fun. Rachel, I did just silently weep while I stood next to a redwood a few years ago because it just didn't even make sense what I was seeing. So.
Right? I can't even imagine. Like, I know logistically how big they are.
Yep.
But
nope, you don't.
I can't wrap my brain around.
They don't make sense. They don't make sense once you see them. Because once you get above like 100 feet on a tree, the difference between, like I say, a 200-foot tall tree and a 300-foot tall tree, you can't really even. It's hard to even perceive that. Your brain just goes, "It's tall." So
pretty much.
It's a weird experience.
All right. Well, I think we shall now dive back into more. How much of a professional naturalist are you?
Oh boy.
I have a list of living things. I need to know, is it a real living thing or not?
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Scientific names only.
Oh,
all right.
You know what? No,
just kidding.
These are all common names.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to put
I'm
myself
excited.
through the verbal gymnastics that is trying to pronounce some of those things. All right. Number one on is it a real living thing or not? Chicken turtle. The chicken turtle.
Wait.
The
chicken turtle?
Turtle.
Chicken turtle. Is that a real thing or not?
I don't see why not. I'll say yes.
I'm going to say no.
Sounds fake.
Sounds fake. Well, the
I
chicken
want it
turtle
to
is
be
real, my
real.
friends. The chicken turtle is real.
Really?
Number two.
Awesome.
Number two. The cat turd fungus.
Oh, that absolutely
Cat
is real.
turd fungus.
Oh,
Cat turd fungus. Is that a
Sounds
real thing?
quite plausible.
I think I was researching that actually. The
It
other
sounds
day.
very plausible. It also sounds like Brett was thinking about dog vomit slime mold and was like, we should do something with cat turds. So I'm going to say, just because I know you pretty well, I'm going to say this one's fake. Even though it seems plausible.
I
What do
think
you got,
I think
Rachel?
it's real.
Yeah,
Think it's
I'd
real?
say it's real.
I
mean,
think
the
I
word
did
turd-
research about this recently and saw something, but I think it's real.
That's the best part. I think I did research. I totally made that up. Cat turd fungus is not real.
Awesome. But I'm glad Rachel researched it.
Plus, I just wanted
Well,
to
I
say
was
the word
looking at
turd.
fungus the other day, and I think there was it might have been dog slime or something turd.
Awesome.
Yep. Well,
Awesome.
Okay, excellent.
all
I'm
right.
2 for 2. Woo!
Next,
And
Next
I'm
up.
0 for 2.
next up, the striped pajama squid. Striped pajama squid. Real or not?
Striped pajama squid.
Striped pajama
That is correct.
squid. Oh my gosh.
No,
now I know Victoria did an episode on squid recently.
Nautiluses.
Oh, I thought there was
I've
one
done squid.
And it was
Rachel that went on squid.
Argonaut.
Rachel's done squid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember there being like some really, really weird names for squid. Is that right, Rachel?
There can be. I was doing it on some specific squid.
Right.
So I'm thinking about it right now.
Striped.
I want
striped banana, but pajama.
Pajama.
I want to say Brett was sitting around his bedroom trying to think of something and saw a pair of striped pajamas and was like,
I think I'm gonna go with this is fake.
Yeah. I don't think it's real.
I want this to be real
I
so
want it
badly,
to be real.
but I'm gonna say it's fake.
I want to see a picture of it. It's real.
It's real. It's real. The striped pajama squid is a real.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Oh, it's going to be on our Instagram is what it's going to be.
Yep.
Excellent.
Do we know why it is called the striped pajama squid?
I didn't look a whole lot into it. I think appearance is probably part of it.
Fair enough.
All right. The next one, real living thing or not, Isengard tree. Isengard tree.
Like from Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
Yeah.
Isengard tree. Now, here's what makes it tricky is that, you know, Tolkien borrowed a lot of stuff from nature and mythology and whatnot when writing his stuff. So he very well could have just absolutely copied something. Also, there's a lot of people who are Tolkien fans who are nerds who become scientists who then get to name stuff. So
It's true.
Yeah.
that doesn't really help us at all.
I'm
No.
gonna be hopeful and say that it's real.
I would like it to be real.
I want it to be real.
Although Isengard was
feel like it's
the
gonna be
tower,
false.
Saruman's tower, right? There weren't a lot of trees
Yeah.
around there. He'd sort of cut down all the trees.
Uh-huh. And if this is real, this is like a not a singular tree. This is like you're saying. This is a species.
Type of
species.
It's a species. Yeah, it's a species. Isengard tree.
God.
We all want it to be real, so let's
We all
have
want it
it
to be
real.
real, so let's all just say it's real.
Okay, you know what? Here's what gets me though is the fact why is it called the Isengard tree? Like when it comes to tree names, you don't generally have it's like sequoia or redwood.
The apple tree or the
Okay.
oak tree. or
Well,
the
yeah,
poison
that's
tree.
a
Arrow
secondary thing. So that means like, but you add tree to it. The actual name is usually
It is sometimes
silver
done.
maple.
I mean, yeah.
I love
I
the
was
way
talking
this
to-
is all being tried to figure this out. This is how we often as naturalists,
There's no way.
when
We're
we're
just
presented
stalling
with
at this
something, we use what we know to figure out what we don't know. And I think that's what you all are trying to do right now, which I think is awesome. However, Isengard tree is not real. I'm sorry, it's not real.
Ah.
Darn it.
draft.
So the nerd was you, Brett.
Yeah.
Full
Solid.
disclosure, I watched Return of the King yesterday. So next up, there's two left on this. The raspberry
All right.
crazy ant. Raspberry crazy ant.
I think that's real.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I have no. That, yeah, sure, that sounds right.
Kind of
Absolutely.
reddish. I'm guessing reddish, and it.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
it
know there are
frequents
crazy ants,
raspberries. Yeah, raspberry crazy ant.
Yeah, could smell like
Sure.
raspberries. You're right.
Or taste
That
like
was
them.
decisive. I mean, there was no just circling the wagons on that answer. All of you were like,
Means
yes,
it's totally fake.
it is real.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
I think I'm O for whatever number we're at now.
Good news, folks. It was totally a real animal. The raspberry crazy ant is real.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Excellent.
You're on the board, Victoria. You're on the board. All right. Last one. Real living thing or not, penis snake. the penis snake. Is the penis snake a real thing or not?
Come on, man.
The snake.
That's different. That's different.
Whoa! We just upped the rating on this
Wow.
show.
Wow.
You can cut that out afterwards.
So we're bleeping more than one thing on this week's show.
Okay.
What's funny is I am going to bleep that out, and what people are going to assume Victoria said is going to be way worse than what she actually said, which will make it even more funny. Excellent. I love this doing episode where you just like randomly bleep like Victoria or someone out, so you think that she's just being completely crude when she's talking about like fungus or something. This is so stupid. I have to assume it's real. Otherwise, you wouldn't have included it.
I want it to be real. I want it to be a type of like sea snake. Because it feels like something that would be a sea snake. Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like maybe it's a variety of worm or something that's just called a snake.
Interesting.
Also
like
fair.
a penis.
You're saying it's not actually a snake? Yes. Okay. I got you.
Okay.
Or maybe it's
it
a
is
kind of fungus.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? It is actually, it is a type of Sicilian that's common name is the penis snake.
Yes.
Ah, nice. Nice.
Yes. Having
So,
seen a Sicilian,
I was
yes, that's
right.
fair.
I heard you should never go up against a Sicilian when death is on the line. Wait, that
Bringing
might
it
be
back.
something different.
I think you're thinking Sicilian.
I'm thinking of Sicilian. It's different. Well, Princess Bride, a reference for all the people playing at home.
We've gone from Lord of the Rings to Princess Bride.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Checking off all the nerd boxes.
We have reached the fifth and final portion of my questions here for you. And yes, my friends,
He almost said of his show. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
it is.
I mean, you did tell him that this is his show.
Yeah.
You
Is
did
it
hand the
Ride
reins
Jacket?
to me. We have reached the point. The infamous eat, ride, or jacket is upon us.
Oh, I have been waiting to play this game for 365 days. I am ready.
Uh-huh.
Well, now on
Can you
this show-
refresh our new audience members how this game works?
Oh yes, I am going to list off 3 animals, and you all have to decide which one of these animals you are going to attempt to ride, which one of these animals you are going to eat, and which one of these animals you are going to make a jacket out of. Now,
Amazing. And these are all animals that were featured on the past year of episodes, correct?
actually, not
Or
quite.
no, we're changing it up? Oh,
Well,
all right.
here's the
Intriguing.
deal. On this show, there's one part or one place on the planet that probably provides more show topics than any other.
True.
And I felt if
Ohio.
I'm going to come on this show, who am I to buck tradition and to go against what seems to be just an overpowering force, the ocean? And so
Yeah.
I dove into the ocean to find 3 animals for eat, ride, or jacket. And my friends, you
He's
must
doing this
choose.
because he knows I don't like seafood.
You must choose between these 3. Which one will you
Okay.
eat? Which one will you ride? Which one will you make a jacket out of? A dolphin, a sea turtle, and a blue whale.
Oh.
A sea turtle or a blue whale. 2 of 3 are endangered, might I add. So
Horrible, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Well,
I just want to point out that anyone who is objecting to this question at this point, you can direct your questions to Brett Sieberer at whatever email address is. Not to contact at strangebynature.com or strangebynaturepodcast.com. Although we can forward your complaints on to Brett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, these are horrible choices, Brett.
I will take this on.
Okay,
first.
she's going.
Yeah, I'm just going to put the conservation issue aside on this one because
I think we're
gonna have to kill 2 of them anyway.
That's right.
2 of them are endangered, so it's not gonna be a pretty picture. So I'm just putting that aside. I have heard that sea turtles are very tasty.
Yeah.
Turtle soup.
Yeah.
I think that's made from sea turtles.
Can be.
One of the reasons that they're endangered, in fact, people would hunt
I
them
don't
for
think
food,
there's going to be a great jacket out of the 3 of these.
No.
Well, hold on though. I mean, think about
Unless you
that
turn it
shell
into like
as a fashion accessory. I mean, I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying,
Or if maybe we can turn it into some sort of like leather if it dries out. I know like manatee, going back to last year, manatee skin doesn't really turn into leather very well.
I mean, they make
kind of
wallets out of eel skin, so surely you could do something with the dolphin
leather?
or whale.
That sounds like an interesting topic.
It's been a fun podcast, you guys. This is thanks, Brett. You've ruined it. We're everyone's abandoning us now for deciding we want to eat a sea turtle.
I'm gonna eat the sea turtle. I'm gonna ride the whale, and I'm gonna jacket the dolphin.
Oh, jeez. I get a T-shirt made with Victoria's face that just says, "I'm going to jacket the dolphin."
I feel like the
Please make that
whale
the title.
would give a gentler ride.
I'm gonna jacket the dolphin. Put that as the title, please.
I feel like a dolphin's going to go really fast through the water. It might be like kind of a rough ride, whereas a blue whale is going to be
really serene.
That's what I was thinking too.
So it's a good
I don't know
answer.
where I'd hold on though very well.
Well, my only hesitation. Well, you put a little harness on. My only hesitation is that if you were, I'm gonna say this out loud. If you were to jacket a blue whale, you can make clothes for a lot of people.
I was thinking of that.
There's humanitarian efforts. How about this?
Yeah. Gosh, I think riding the blue whale is also the morally correct thing to say, just because they're probably one of the more endangered on the list, and live longest. You can find a dolphin that's probably not quite as endangered to
eat.
Well, you're not gonna
or ride.
Jacket, yeah. I'm gonna have to jacket the dolphin, eat the sea turtle, and ride the blue whale.
Agreed.
And I feel horrible
Rachel?
about almost all of that.
Almost.
Okay. I've been there's part of that that doesn't feel bad.
Riding a blue whale would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. See, I've been thinking about this now. See, I love turtles. Turtles are so cool. I'm also thinking about like the mercury issue. And the different levels. So if I eat like a turtle, how high is their mercury level and everything?
Are we talking loggerhead, green turtle?
I wasn't specific.
What are we
you
talking?
Are correct there.
Okay. Kemp's Ridley.
Okay.
I mean, blue whales are also very long-lived and probably have a lot of mercury.
I think throughout the board, there's not a great choice when it comes to mercury levels in this grouping.
Can we just cut a small steak out of the blue whale and sew it up and send it on its way? Or do we have to eat the whole thing? Because that's a big meal, Brett. I don't eat as large a meal as you do.
I would share it.
But yeah, on a humanitarian level, like with the jacket, it would feed a lot of people.
I think I'm going to change things up. I feel horrible about this.
Yeah,
so bad.
Brett is
I
the
think
one
I'm
who should feel
eat the blue
horrible
whale.
about this.
I think I'm going to eat the blue whale. I'm going to ride the sea turtle and make a jacket out of the dolphin.
Oh, good. We're all getting dolphin jackets for the new year.
Everyone,
what a great way to kick off
matching dolphin jackets
year 3
for all.
It could be a fun leather jacket.
Dolphin
wow.
leather.
I like a good leather jacket,
Brett.
I guess.
Well,
I'll donate the rest of the meat of the whale.
I felt bad.
Can we turn the tables here, Brett? I want to know your answers, Brett.
For which question?
The laugh for
what
eat,
are
ride,
you going
jacket.
to eat, ride, or jacket?
Eat, ride, or jacket?
You thought this horrible thing up. You have to answer it.
I definitely think, just seeing a blue whale I would weep silently. To ride a blue whale would be amazing. I've had turtle before. It's pretty delicious. It was snapping turtle. And so, yeah, probably eat the turtle. The dolphins, I guess, it seems like the best size, and we're not going to have to really modify it a whole lot to make maybe even just a cool vest, if you will.
Dolphin suit.
Yeah.
Little dolphin vest.
Mr. Burns style.
Dolphin vest.
Yes.
See my vest.
I think that's
If you can
how I
make
would
the shell into a nice hat. Yeah.
I think you should have its teeth as little toggle buttons to keep the vest closed.
Wow, you didn't need to go down that road, Victoria, but you did.
Someone's moved past feeling
I could just bleep that out as well and make people think she said something even more horrible.
I think it'd be fun to ride a sea turtle. They're like, you just hold on to the shell, and as they're like just kind of gliding around and feel.
That's how Jack Sparrow made it off the island, rode the back of the sea turtle. So
exactly.
I think something like that happened in Finding
another
Nemo
documentary that Brett saw. Okay.
Yes. Well, that concludes my questions for all of you tonight. I appreciate you entertaining me and entertaining all the people that you do on a weekly basis. I have been horrified by some of these episodes. I have been intrigued by some of these episodes. And I've also been instilled that sense of wonder, which I think at the root of what we do as a naturalist, it often comes down to that. Did you instill that sense of awe, that sense of wonder that pushed someone to go look it up and read more and learn more? And on a weekly basis, that's what you're all doing. So thank you for that. I appreciate the show, and I appreciate you having me be a part of the show.
Yeah. Well,
We
thank you
appreciate
for
you,
coming
Brett.
on,
Thanks for being here.
Brett.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. Truly.
This is a highlight of the podcast year.
Yeah, and we appreciate also all the listeners that are out there because, while we could sit around and have these conversations, and we do have them,
we do
very much like this all the time. It's more fun, when we can doing it for all of you out there. Next week, we are kicking off, the regular actual season. I call it season. We don't really do seasons. We do years. Some podcasts will do like a new season every month, and we're on season 36, and the show is like a month old. We don't do that. So we're starting year 3. And we're going to try to put out an episode every single week for everybody with bringing more strange nature topics. So again, if this is your first episode you dropped in, wow, you came at a real odd time.
Wild.
Back to regularly scheduled programming next week.
Don't get used to it.
Yeah. Well, unless you want to stick around for, the start of year 4, which would be great too. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to my co-host. Thank you to Brett Sieberer for being on. And, we're going to say goodbye and see you all next week.
Yeah, see you all next week, everyone.
See you next week.
See you next year.
Bye.
Thanks everyone for listening to today's show. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes drop every Wednesday, and we love sharing this strange world with all of our listeners. If you would be so kind as to leave us a 5-star review, that would be great. It lets other lovers of the strange discover the show. You can reach out to us on social media by searching for Strange by Nature Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can send us an email as well. Our address is contact@strangebynaturepodcast.com. If you want more information about the show, you can also check out our website, which is strangebynaturepodcast.com. Until next week, get outside, stay curious, and embrace the strange.